You're on schedule to start until 8 p.m., but you can start early if you want. Thanks, computer.
Thanks, StreamYard.
Yeah,
Sponsor.
StreamYard. No. God.
Hey, everybody!
Hey, yay, yay,
And
yay.
welcome to
Hello.
Henshins and Homies, episode 16.
Where we
It
die on
is.
camera from both being sick at the same time.
Yes, I am. Well, both of us are very sick, but I am congested as heck. So I apologize in advance for my gross voice. I'll try my best to
I'm sorry. I'm
power
I'm
through
I'm
it.
I'm distracted with the thumbnail to of the live stream. That's really wow.
Oh, yeah.
This is
We get
why
to start the new year
graphic
right.
design really is his passion, as it is not mine.
We'll see what we do. Right? I mean, I'm trying to study in college. I'm a
Do
ver.
it.
Anyway, hi. Welcome to the new year, 2023.
Woo! We didn't die.
We, I mean, it's a joke, but at the same time, like, thank God that we're here, right? Because
Yeah,
so much has
a little
happened
bit.
in the past few years, especially with last year. Just so many things have happened. We lost so many legends, and the fact that we're here now, alive, it says a lot. So
Yeah.
let's just take a moment to be grateful for that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, my notification just blasted
And
my eardrums.
also,
Great.
special shout out to our poor defenseless wallets. Moment of silence for all
Yes,
the
they
purchases.
didn't make it to 2023. Sorry. But even though we are happy to be in the new year for new content, new toys, new specials, we decided that today we are going to take a look back at 2022 and see everything that we accomplished and were given through either toy, Hasbro, anything Tokusatsu related, right? So
Moments
that's
and
why today,
shows, both good and
right?
bad. Don't hold on. We're gonna
Mm-hmm.
get there. May even involve some Toku Twitter goofiness because I'm sure there were moments,
You
plenty,
know, I
plenty.
didn't write anything down
I have
about
a
Twitter, but if
couple,
you
not
did,
as
oh,
many as 2021,
okay.
but nothing that's like groundbreaking necessarily. Just fun things to
Oh,
discuss.
got you. All right, so let's
Whoa,
put the
hold on though.
topic
With this being
down
the first
below
inaugural episode of the year, whoa, that's really cool.
for anyone who wants to join in.
So this is the Henshins and Homies podcast, the podcast where myself, Sergeant Hooked on Heroes, my good friend and partner Aibo Toku Frankie get on here and we freak out and geek out about the current slate of Tokusatsu. The writer, common writer. So we got Super Sentai, Power Rangers, why not even Ultraman and other stuff too. We eventually will. But also to highlight awesome community members, which this episode is weird if you're watching this for the first one because there is no community member guest. Shut up. Anyway, so to highlight awesome community guests with awesome skills to get them the buzz and feed and love that they need to, of course, increase our bonds of friendship, yes, like Taro says, but also give them the opportunities like our wonderful friends, which we'll get to at Power Morphicon, who got to host and talk to, like, have panels talking to the actors from Power Rangers, Super Sentai, you name it. So it's all about making us a close-knit community and, making it like we're actually, like, we know each other in real life pretty much. At this point, you pretty much do. Gosh dang.
Right. And for the past few months of last year, we have been trying really hard to grow this channel. And we have actually been doing a really good job at that goal entirely. That sentence did not make sense.
The only metric I can look at and understand right now is the YouTube metric of subscribers. I don't know how we're doing podcast-wise. How is that going? Do you have any stats?
Podcast-wise, with the websites, Amazon, Google, Spotify, and Apple.
Check those out if you want to hear just our voices.
Yeah. Those metrics are actually doing pretty good too.
Good.
I mean, it's not as good as YouTube, but we are mainly Twitter, YouTube orientated. Those websites are just there for people who rather listen to our podcast through those websites, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was trying to say earlier, I said it horribly. We did a really good job growing our channel for the past few months, and we will continue to do so into 2023 and hopefully beyond. And one big goal that we both have is to eventually have merch.
Yes.
And this is a fun transition because Zachary was awesome enough to get
this Don Momotaro jacket. I'm just kidding.
That and
my mother-in-law made us shirts. Oh my god.
Shirts.
I'm sorry that they're matching, by the way. I didn't realize till after I bought yours it's exact same color as the one I have, so don't worry about it.
Okay, and what? We're twinning.
But anyway, this one is distressed on purpose. It is not an error at which I threw it into the washer and dryer with reckless abandon. and that's what happened to it. No, that is what happened. Absolutely.
Totally on purpose. That's
Yeah, no. So my mother-in-law has been making basically graphic tees for our kids for the last, I don't know, half a year or longer. Any little movies they watch, she gets an image from online, puts it on the shirt. Bloop, bloop, there you go. So I was like, why don't I have her make a couple of shirts? That'd be fun to have, even though we're not like, big enough to have the money to like pop out merch and people buy merch from us and have enough to sell it and ship it and all that.
Yeah.
This would be cool to have it. So yeah, so hopefully we can do that at some point. Who knows? The future is bright. I think that, at the end of the day, I'm the happiest that we're bringing people some laughs and smiles. And if that means we bring in some money as well, cool. Awesome. I'm totally down for that.
We do this podcast. We do everything that we do for fun. Like, we have been doing this, talking to literally 30 or less people for the past few months. If we were doing it for money, we would have stopped at like episode 4.
Right.
Because nothing would have really been, coming in as far as income. But we're
not as lucrative as we were hoping.
Damn it. On to our next project. Cars. No, but
NFTs.
We're trying to bring up this channel, not just for, money and stuff like that, because that's not even like a thing that we really care about. We want to do this because of like what Zach said, the community members, getting to meet new people in the community, and also just having fun and talking about things that we are interested in, because a lot of people in Tokusatsu have a lot of things to say about it, so might as well make a channel about it and podcast.
Yeah, because that was the beautiful thing for me with getting into this whole entire thing, and this will transition to our top moments and everything, was getting into Toku Twitter and all, was like finally finding this community of people that like watched all the same shit that I did, thought about all the same shit that I did and more. And, was somebody that you can, instead of just my poor wife being my dumping ground for all my, the guys in the spandex suits decided to punch a rubber monster, like, eventually it gets old for somebody that's not into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm lucky to have my kids who are young enough that they have fun because it's goofy and fun and they play with toys, right? But like to have somebody like Frankie and other people online to come on and like, hey, we all watch this sub. Did you see this happen? Did you see that happen? Honestly, one of my favorite episodes is our dual guest episode where we had Zio Akito on and Brokusatsu.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably one of my favorite
episodes. That was a really fun episode. I love that episode so much.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I have so much fun talking to you too about this kind of stuff because in my life as well, I don't really have that many people who watch Tokusatsu enough to understand the latest news,
Yeah, the ins and outs, absolutely.
They know about MMPR, but that's all they really know. And it's like, okay, yeah, but you don't know about Geets. You don't know about Dawn Brothers. You don't know what's going on with Hasbro right now and the freaking figures that they can't make right for some reason. Later. But, with the community, they get those struggles. They get those highlights. So, again, to have them on here is our goal, and to just talk about it and have fun with it. We did that a lot in 2022. So, let's get into some of the great things that we did get to discuss in 2022, right? Which list do you want to go off of first? Do you want to swap?
I thought, we can go back and forth. I thought we would start. I can start if you want, or whatever. We'll start maybe with shows. Just kind of talking about
let's talk about shows, movies, then toys. Because there's like.
I almost forgot at the last second about the physical media releases. We'll get there. Oh my god. I weep with joy every time I think about it.
We gotta talk about that.
But the first one I want to talk about absolutely is Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger. I know that it was right at the tail beginning, not end, of 2022, technically ending itself.
It was at the nose tip of
right, the nose tip, absolutely. But god damn, if it wasn't a fun as hell series with some awesome little follow-up specials to it. Like, sure, did it have the strongest villain? Nope. Did it really I don't know. I guess really that's really the weakest point.
Give us the best arcs, the best plots. I mean,
not necessarily.
It's there, but it's.
But was I enter goddamn tamed every week? Yup.
Yes.
And I did not think. I say this all the time on the show. I did not think it could be surpassed in terms of overall chaotic. I feel like I'm on drugs watching itness. Then Dawn Brothers came out, and I was like, oh, I was wrong, and I'm very sorry about that. We'll get to Dawn Brothers.
It's so crazy to think that Zenkaiger, as crazy as it was only the beginning for what Dawn Brothers was going to become.
Right. Well, I think
never thought.
Somebody said this on Twitter, and I kind of reiterated it, I think, in something else, or just to myself probably because I forgot ADHD, whatever, is that, you know, I like how experimental Toei's being with Super Sentai. You know, it started really with like Cure Major, kind of, sort of. It was kind of a return to form for like a normal-ish Sentai,
like
but then still kind of odd.
In Cure Major being different, it was the way they were filming it.
Yeah, and the aesthetics, absolutely.
Yeah, like
and then Zenkaiger, they pushed it farther with having the robotic teammates and one human, blah, blah, blah. And then Don Brothers clearly they've gone farther with the 2 CG teammates technically and, you know, other things that they've done. So I really like that they're trying to push things. And King Gojo, we've talked about like the differences with that. Again, they're really, what I like is that I'm seeing them continue to one-up themselves, and I like that because you don't always get that. Sometimes you don't always get that. It doesn't even have to be Tokusatsu. You can move away from that to like Marvel, DC, Star Wars, even sometimes Digimon. I don't know. Regular shows. They just are just the same copy paste thing with different people, and it gets boring. And that's what I like. I think that's what
after season 1, like they get increasingly worse, you know, and it's a real shame because you like the show around season 1, and now you hate it around season 3. Like that's not fun. You know? Yeah,
no, not at all. That's why I liked about Zenkaiger. I think it was a fun like community thing. Everybody was digging it and loving it. And it was the first season that I fully reviewed on the channel, you know, in its entirety, episode, you know, week to week.
Your channel that just hit 400 subscribers today?
I don't know why. I'm excited, but like, I don't I don't have like any expertise / an actual program because I'm not going to pay money for it. Screw that. So I just record raw and put it up pretty much raw. Like, I'm not going to use the editor on YouTube because it's absolute garbage. And
no, you don't have to use the editor on YouTube.
Yeah, so I think what saves me, is my thumbnails because I just like look up really nice HD not thumbnails, HD promo pictures of like the episode pictures, you know, the previews, and I use those for the most part. But it's been great because like when I did it, I was like, should I do this? I'm like, I guess. I remember the day I did it and I took all my content and swapped it all around. It was all Let's Play weirdness. It's on my channel if you really want to look at it. I'm sorry. And then I changed it over to what I do now or whatever. And it was a slow thing at first, and all of a sudden it was like, I'm like, where are these people coming from? And yes, they're coming a lot from the Philippines and Malaysia, but that's okay. I accept everybody.
Especially since you made those shorts. Your shorts are getting you traction, man.
I don't know what happened with the Gokai change, the red, Gokai red Gokai change video. That's at like 30,000 views. I've never gotten anywhere near 500 views on anything in my life. I don't know if a friend helped me out or if it was just the whole country of Malaysia watched it.
It's just YouTube's algorithm just sending out random videos. Because honestly, in my shorts, right, like even though I subscribe to a good amount of people, the shorts that I get are mainly not even related to the people I already subscribe to.
Right.
I think of shorts as a way of recommending channels that you haven't seen before.
In a quick way, yeah.
Right, like basically in the nature of Instagram, where you could, or TikTok, you could scroll through different videos of different content creators and find the content that they make. And if you like it, you can follow them and, watch
Get more of it, yeah.
So what I believe what happened with your video is that since it is in the style of like Tokusatsu and Transformation and Toys, those 3 genres were spreading out to different people, and I guess that one was just popular in particular, getting more.
I mean, like views. If I can say so myself, I will always be able to hit a Gokai change forever. I'll never forget it because it's ingrained in my heart. If you could look at my heart, you would see it tattooed on it. Gokaiger.
Can we see your heart? Can
hold on.
Show us your heart. Oh no! Can you just move the jacket a little bit so we can make sure that we really see your heart? Yeah,
there it is. The show, you mean?
Oh yeah. No. It's just your heart's like in the middle of the red circle. But yeah,
Zenkaiger though. What about you? What was Zenkaiger for you? With your
dude? Okay, so like I am around like during the time that Zenkaiger aired, I was only in the fandom for like 2 to 3 years, or I think 2 years. Like I was around the fandom for 2 years, and Zenkaiger was one of the, besides Cure Major, was one of the. Oh no! Wait, yeah, Zenkaiger was the first season that I watched from beginning to end. From
weekly.
Promos,
wow. Yeah.
Like because Cure Major, I think I caught Cure Major literally like when it was around episode 4 or 5.
Yeah. Okay.
So that technically didn't really count, right? But Zenkaiger, I watched it from like when Zenkaiser was revealed to the Kikanoid announcement to the promos to then the first episode and then like everything that followed after. Like I was there for the whole ride, and I loved it, man. Like, it was such an interesting and
It's just
unique
something
season.
magical. Your first season that you watch all the way through like that, isn't it?
It's such
Just
like a slapstick kind of season where they don't take themselves seriously and you're okay with that, right? Like, and they don't do it in a way where it's dumb or it's really like childish. Like they do some
were
childish
so
stuff, but
unafraid,
it's still funny.
so unafraid to attack every single solitary trope in Sentai that they could. Anything with love triangles, anything with drama to it. I mean, I'll just say
Evil
this.
Rangers,
Jetman
yeah.
is one of my favorite seasons. The Jetman episode of Zenkaiger is one of the funniest episodes, not just of the season, of Super Sentai. I promise you that. It is such a perfect one-to-one recreation of that finale, and it so makes fun of it. I bet Inoue loved it. I bet Inoue was like,
Yo,
it's so
it
good.
was good. But we gotta talk about Dawn Brothers, because Dawn Brothers was the season that premiered in 2022. We're
That's
talking
right.
about Zenkaiger because that premiered at the, you said tail end, nose tip of 2022.
Ended, yeah.
Meaning
yeah.
the beginning of it,
Mhm.
right? But Dawn Brothers is where it's at. And the reason why we talked about Zenkaiger so much before Dawn Brothers is because you really need to know Zenkaiger to really get somewhat of a grasp on Dawn Brothers, because if you go into Dawn Brothers blind, no idea where you're getting yourself into, I'm sorry, but you're just gonna get so lost and so confused. People who do understand Dawn Brothers still get confused with watching every episode.
Oh yeah,
Like,
people like me
what
who
episode are we on
had
right
been
now? Like 43.
Yeah,
and there's like 8 things that are still unsolved, and we don't even know who the main
Oh yeah,
bad guy
there's
is.
the Juto thing going on. There's the triangle between Sononi, Tsubasa, and what's his girlfriend? What's her name? Miho Natsume, Mihotsume, whatever you want to call her. There's the there's the Don royal family, and also his Taro's dad in jail, and that whole thing.
Who's in jail? Who's
and why?
Flame.
And
like, there's just a lot of questions that I feel like episodes bring up just for a plot and not really for the story. Sorry, wrong way around. They bring it up for a story, but not for the plot. There we go. But
yeah.
That's just what Dawn Brothers is. But overall, Dawn Brothers has really been a funny ass.
It's just so vibrant and so full of life. There is not a boring episode. Even the ones that they said in the summer were supposed to be the filler episodes because kids are not in school.
Every
and
episode
blah, blah, blah.
feels like a filler episode.
Every episode is such a wild ride. And like, it's not even that they just like all of a sudden at the end throw a plot at you. They'll just rant. It's just, you're just waiting. It's kind of like, I'm trying to compare it. Goddamn. I don't even know how you would even try to. No, never mind. I can't. It's like throwing darts, pretty much.
It's one of a kind, totally unique, never been done before.
And the audacity and big dick energy of Inoue to wait till like 28 minutes or 22, whatever, however long it really is, 21 minutes in to be like, oh yeah, here's a giant monster. They fucking fight it, blah blah blah, whatever. Shut up and go on with the plot. Like
another new thing they do with this season is that they don't do too much with mech fights, which a lot of fans have been a really big. Well, fan of, you know.
I've not been messing it though. Like when we get it, they're so bombastic and energetic. I don't care when we don't.
I feel like when we have shorter mech fights, what makes a good mech fight nice and enjoyable is now compact to a smaller segment. So it's more to enjoy, like in like a small amount of time instead of waiting it out and like, oh, they kick, oh, Mega Fury Saber. I'm kidding, but like, you know what I mean. It's not robotic, it's not repetitive, it's not tedious. It gets to the point, it's fast, and it's always unique too. With Zenkaiger and Dawn Brothers, especially with their mech fights, they always do something fun.
Sorry, the chat. Sorry, Zio was like, I heard my name. I was summoned. Hakaiser was the best part of the show. Zenkaiger, yep. But that was 2121. So YouTube is totally trying to make a hard approach to shorts. They keep recommending. Yeah, absolutely, Zio. You've been summoned.
Yeah. That's why your channel's doing good.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's Dawn Brothers, right? Dino Fury.
Okay.
Dino Fury is incredible. We had a whole episode dedicated to it. You can watch that for our in-depth review on it. But I could confidently say that both of us love Dino Fury, not even just because it's Ryusoulger's adaptation, but because of the characters, because of the plots, because of the suits, because of like the enemies and their personalities. You know, everything about Ryusoulger was taken with such care in Dino Fury, and I really appreciate it. What are your thoughts on it?
So it's weird with this one because it's interesting because when Kyoryuger was chosen for Dino Charge, right? I was like like lost my fucking shit. I was like, yes, and like was totally like it wasn't until like after Dino Supercharge was done airing that I was like, yeah, that didn't air. That wasn't the best ending. But then they went farther and were like, it's totally a blah 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 parallel universe. I'm like, okay, then weird dinosaur stuff can happen. I don't care. It's not a big deal. I'm not mad about it. So I was a little biased with Dino Charge and like being like blindly following it and excited for it because Kyoryuger was so great, right? And because Yoshi Starzo himself is a fan of Kyoryuger and has watched all the episodes, knows how to do the dance and everything. So that was how that went, right? So then it happened. I thought it was going to happen again with Ryu Soldier and Dino Fury. I was like, oh God, please, I got to hold it back. I know I love Ryu Soldier. I want Dino Fury to be its own thing. This is a really good season. Not that Go Busters was a bad season to adapt, but this is a really strong season to adapt. I'm really excited. Please don't screw it up. And they didn't. And I think why they didn't is because they did what I love when a Power Ranger season does this. They take the Sentai and they use it as a nice little foundation, some nice fertile soil, and they grow their own story and aesthetic and season from that. They're not beholden to it. They're not a slave to it, if you will. It's a bad term, but still, they're not like stuck to it like Samurai was stuck to basically entirely imitating everything from Shinkenger. Which isn't a bad thing because Shinkenger is great, but you don't need to watch Shinkenger twice. I mean, you do, but not done poorly.
Right, like
with a bunch of white people.
Version. The bad ending.
Exactly. So that's what I like with Dino Fury is that it kept aesthetics and like little flares and touches from Ryu Soldier without trying to be Ryu Soldier. You know, their suits are patterned after Knights because Rafcon Knights were the team originally.
Yes,
that's why the powers look like that. Knights, so they're like, oh, here's your powers. They're going to look like your armor. You know, they acknowledged that, and it was part of it. They had up-to-date modern-day dialogue that is probably going to, I don't know, age like fine cheese and milk by, 2 or 3 years from now. But it was still nice to see modern-day dialogue and it not feel too cringy. They had characters with brains who thought and like made mistakes and weren't perfect. Like Zeto's a great red leader, but he's also a dummy sometimes too and makes mistakes and is kind of a hard ass about stuff.
A new environment.
Exactly.
Adjusting.
And I will say that I was most floored by the fact that they brought in Lord Zed, and I was like, oh God, Jesus Christ, Mighty Morphin. And I was like, whatever, that was done in the episode. And then he just comes back and just is successful in his plan in wiping out the entirety of a planet. Like, wow.
Like, we always hear shows dressing up villains saying like, oh, they destroyed billions of planets, more than
they always say
you could ever imagine. And then we never see it. It's like, okay, we know they're powerful, but...
And especially seeing someone like Zed do it, who like started out threatening and became more of a joke because that's what got the ratings, right? Like it was funny to see him and Rita bicker with each other and blah 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 blah. Right. And like only once
to most evilest states, and then watching him be that evil is like, whoa, okay, this is a real threat.
And the fact that he's a time displaced copy, like plucked from that part of the timeline and brought here and just isn't going to go back. So is that wreaking havoc back there? Like. What are we doing there? I guess it's a question Cosmic Fury's got to answer in 10 episodes.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no. So Dino Fury is bombastic and fun, and season 2 ramped it up even farther. I will say the only thing that there's two things that were not my favorite thing. One, I don't think that the Dino Knight Armor / Max Ryosol Red episode was quite nearly at all as emotional or poignant as it was in Ryu Soldier, but that's hard to compare it because they had more episodes to work with and more to do, and that's okay. I just like most you get was Zato being pissed. It was Void Knight trying to help them, and that's it.
We don't need your help.
He does angry so well. And the other thing too was the whole spoiler is the whole like end reveal thing with like Amelia being Ravconia and then also Void Knight and Void Queen are her mom and dad. Like that's fine. See that through that the two of them are Ravconian before we get there because it's like boom, 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 and then it loses all of its flair and like it deflates.
Both season 1 and 2 were foreshadowing Amelia's parents, and we knew eventually that we'll find out that backstory. Mm-hmm. But that backstory was like this happened, and then it was all in one episode or like 1 or 2 episodes.
And there's so many creative ways you could do it. You could have had an episode where Pop finally gets to see that Zato is Ravconian, right, and goes, I feel like I've seen someone that looks like you before.
Like that,
he's like, what do you mean? And I guess the fandom will probably fall with that because it's a black saying that to a black guy, and then the only ones he's ever seen are white people reptilians. But still, like
Your
it would have
kind
been.
looks different.
Wait. So that
Oh
would
my
have,
God.
I think, connected better if they would have just slightly hinted at it, so it can be this slow build up to that instead of just, and then we end it and then we're all done with that. But other than that, most of it is
that
really
twist
great.
in general was like, well, no,
Mhm.
we didn't see it coming. That's why it's so shocking. Like,
I'm a
what?
little
Really?
salty that they destroyed the Dino Night Armor Morpher thing a little bit, but they destroyed
Cosmic Fury in
I get it.
2023 is going to answer some questions, I hope,
that.
and maybe give a better alternative, if not as good,
Yeah,
to
Yeah.
Max Reso Red or
yeah. We'll get. It's okay. We'll get to our looking forwards. So Revice, because Revice was also in 2022, just the fair end of it, right? Wasn't it technically? And also
that in my list. Okay, well, Revice as a season is not bad.
No.
But I have Revice in my list not as a positive,
oh
but as a negative.
my
Since Revice's final episodes,
yeah.
they really weren't, and like I'm
Yeah.
specifically talking about their final episodes because that is what aired in 2022, and this is what this episode is about.
Yeah.
This podcast episode, right? So, what were you gonna say about Revice?
So I think that it's fun to watch the fandom and what they do about it, what they do and think and say about a season when it's airing and when it's not airing. One of two things happen. Either during it, the consensus is it's bullshit. This is awful. This is you've offended my family, my ancestors.
You burned my
and
house down.
You took my cow. And then when it ends, they're like, but it actually, you guys were wrong. All along it was great. Or the opposite, right? Like everybody taking a big donkey dump on Xaid and Ghost all the time. And those are fan-fucking-tastic seasons. Cancel me right now. I don't care. They're great seasons. They really are. Lupin also. Lupin Ranger vs. Pot Ranger. Like, stop acting like it's this garbage season. Nola's a garbage sixth. But the season itself is great. So, but that was the thing with Revice was like, is it amazing and perfect? No, but that doesn't exist, and it's up to your taste what's perfect.
As the 50th anniversary season for Kamen Rider, there were some high standards for this show.
Oh yeah.
And I believe looking back, those standards weren't met, and that's why people see that Revice as a bad season. But that's not necessarily the case, because Revice is a good season, but it's a good. It's like a okay Kamen Rider season, right?
Right.
It's not the best. It's not the worst.
Yeah.
But it's there. It's. I hate to say it, but it's a little forgettable. Like it's forgettable.
Somewhat. I think
there's
things near the end that I think they could have paced and swapped around differently. I think that the entirety of the Juga arc is fine. Hold on. I know I'm sounding like a psychopath here because I trashed it when it happened originally when it aired. But if they would have just taken it and had it happen before they defeated Gifufi, whatever his name was, talk to Ziogta about the Gifusi. He knows what I'm talking about. So if they would have had that happen before they defeated Gif and then had like a united Juga, Revi, Vice, Jean, Evil, Live, everybody and their fucking mom and dad against Gif at the end, that would have been great. And then had the Vice stuff. The Vice stuff doesn't even bother me. The Vice ending stuff thing and him disappearing, blah, 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 that was fine.
No,
it's just the Juga stuff that part was so weirdly smashed into like the fucking last 3 episodes for no reason.
I'm sorry.
And it was fine, but it made no sense at that point when it could have happened earlier. Especially when you pull into it Battle Familia, we'll get to you. It makes it make even less sense, and that bothers me because like I enjoy the driver. It's at my office now being displayed because I just got the Forza driver. But the suits are great. I have the figure outs Revi. I have the figure outs Demons. The Demons driver is my favorite driver.
The Vice Stamps concept as a gimmick
is so cool. But and I think another thing too that people need to understand is when they watch something like this, don't go into Revice thinking it's going to be a complete anniversary season. We have been a little, and this is weird saying this because
We've been
Decade
spoiled a bit.
and Gokaiger are two of my very favorite seasons of both series, right? But we've been poisoned by what it means to be an anniversary
season.
Because Gokaiger was so magnanimous and like unique in the way that it just completely decimated what it meant to be that, and so did Decade. We just think it always has to be that way.
Right.
And when it's not, we're like, well, what the fuck is wrong? Why isn't it? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, just stop. Forza is technically a 40th anniversary season, but you don't get punched in the face with it. But it is. Right. People don't talk about it. So is Zyuohger. Zyuohger's an anniversary season for Sentai, and you don't get punched in the face.
Seasons that are anniversary seasons, but they don't really make the anniversary part of it
the
full, market for the, like. It's oh my god, guys, they're not trying to make the anniversary part the forefront of what makes a show good.
And when you look back at the materials and like the promo stuff, and I didn't cut you off. I'm sorry, but the promos and the material stuff for Revice. They never acted like it was going to be like, we're going to have returning actors coming back and they're going to... No, it's just the stamps have the face of that rider on it and a randomly assigned animal and go live your life. Watch the show. Touch some grass.
I will say that the animals and the previous seasons, they work well. Like, I think back to Forza and that gorilla, like the suit.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think, right? Like, how would an astronaut suit look like a gorilla?
Right. Well, it worked, and it's just because like monkeys. We test the space flight with monkeys. Ha 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 ha! It's a gorilla. Really like that works. I don't understand Kuga with a fucking lion, but
I can see it.
If that's what you're questioning, then
like Brave as a lion.
Come
I
on,
feel like Kuga's really brave.
That's what we're questioning, and other than anything else.
Look, we're talking about Revice a little bit since
sorry,
it wasn't even like a really big season in 2022.
All right, then Geats. Man, God.
Is neat. Like, I don't know how many times we got to say
it's straight heat.
Okay. I see you with the rhymes. Yeah, Geats is really good. Geats is a really good season so far. And I feel like we're on a better path compared to Revice at this point when it was airing. Right? By a long shot. And I'm so curious to see where it goes because at this point of the season, spoilers, there's a lot of shit going on. Like, we're now realizing that this is a reality show with writers. What? Like, this is so cool. Like, I can't believe that that's what the show is, what the DGP is all about. It's not just about defeating the Jamato. No, it's about...
It's talking about the gift receipt.
You see that door? You go through that door. Like right now. Yeah.
Zio, think you understand me.
Zio, you block someone from watching this.
No, please.
I'm saying, before I was rudely interrupted by It's Juicy, Gafusi, or whatever, is that Geats is a really good season, and the point that we're at right now is getting really exciting. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going in 2023.
I'm a madman enough that I just put out my top 5, updated my top 5 seasons today. It's number 3. Sorry, I know it's 16 episodes in, but it's number 3 right now. That might very well change.
Your top 3 this early because even though there is time for the show to go like,
yes,
it's still good for what it is right now, and that's what we're working off of. We can't look into the future, guys. We wish the now.
No, I don't. I don't want that power. Never mind.
So that's the shows. Those are the positives about the shows. Let's go into movies. Right. I want to bring up Shin Ultraman.
Okay.
Because that released in 2022. Look, guys. Don't call me a fake fan, but I don't know so much about Ultraman. But I wanted to include it in this list because we are talking about Tokusatsu overall, and it's very often that we only really focus on Power Rangers, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai. I want to bring in the Ultraman fans and let them know that we
know you're there, Vaughn.
we see you. We want to talk about Ultraman more, and that's actually a goal for us in 2023. We're gonna make an episode devoted to Ultraman. We're gonna watch a season or two and see how we feel about it, especially since Ultraman has been doing a really good job marketing themselves to the Western audience.
They have.
So it's very easy to get into the season.
Cap, no jokes on that. We can't even make up one because it's just Jesus Christ.
It's the truth. They do it better than other.
It is an absolute embarrassment comparatively. Like, even with where we're at with physical media releases for right now, it doesn't even even as a joke, hold a fake candle, an idea of a fake candle to what Mill Creek and Tsuburaya have been for. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
oh my God.
They're doing a really good job. But yeah, I can't say much about the movie specifically. I haven't watched it yet, so if you haven't, no spoilers in here.
I do know it's premiering next week in the U.S. So if you look up your theaters near you, I live in Michigan, and there's some in Grand Rapids near me that are going to be.
I was doing research, and I found out that they're premiering this in local theaters. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is what I mean by giving to Western audiences. Since when have we had a Kamen Rider movie debut in a theater?
They're supposed to do that with Shin Kamen Rider. We'll see. We'll talk about that in a minute, Shin Kamen Rider.
Let's see. Do you have a movie that you want to talk about before I bring up?
I'm trying to think, because I mean, a lot of the ones I have on mind are just the basic like V Cinema baloney that we always get. I think that Battle Familia was entertaining, but when you think about it too hard, pink stuff starts linking out of your ears. You know, like it's just like. Your brain starts to fry itself and just cook itself because it's just there ain't no logic. And I get it. It's weird being like, oh, there's no logic in my fantasy fucking series with people in rubber suits punching each other. But like, there are certain seasons that make sense and there's other ones that don't. And there are V cinemas that do less of either, right? And it's a lot for me to say that a V cinema for Saber is better than a V Cinema for Revice. But a V Cinema for Saber completely rewrote how I felt about Saber entirely with just one V Cinema. And that's saying something. Because my last traumatic experience in a negative way with the V Cinema was the 01 V Cinema. 01 that completely ruined my life. So, but yeah, Battle Familia isn't garbage, but I think it's just, it very much saw a popcorn movie. If I would have seen it in theaters, I'd have blast.
Here are my thoughts, right? I put Battle Familia as a negative in my list because even though it's not bad,
because this is a public service announcement. It's a problem. Save your children.
I just had higher expectations for this movie. And even though we just finished talking about like, oh, just because it doesn't meet your expectations, that doesn't make it bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's a bad movie.
Right. I'm saying it's terrible. I'm not saying it's bad.
Next topic. I'm kidding. But no, I just wish it could have done a little bit more. It was actually no. I wish Battle Familia did less. That's my real statement on that. Because this movie was everywhere. From plot A, plot B, plot C, plot D, plot E, plot F. Like it.
And about 33% of all of those plots kind of got resolved if you are drunk.
Right. There was like a bus.
Why was
there was something with a bus.
Why was Ortega fucking salsa in this fucking movie? Like, just to have his dumb fucking dead man's ass appropriating culture ass costume on and just being himself, and he don't do shit except kick some fucking dead man's in, let alone Hiromi, which I won't blame Hiromi for this because Hiromi is a god. I love him. But the writers were like, let's involve him in the most fucking stupid way we could. I said this we talked about this at one point, how pissed off I was. That it wasn't even like where it's like, George is like, oh, hey, I made some anti-demon arrows. Goddamn. And then that's what he uses? Nope. He's just like, fucking arrows.
He's Hawkeye in this movie. And we're just expected to be okay with it.
And technically, Ortega doesn't even have his demon in him anymore. How is he fighting the... It's fine.
Look, we got to move on. But this movie, it just could have been better.
It could have been. I had some positive things in my review about my channel, but I also had some negatives, so I don't want people
It
to
did a
be
really
like,
good
he
job.
loved it. No.
It did a really good job. I'm waiting for you to be great. And I don't think it will ever happen. But it's in the past. We're moving on. I think Toy learned their lesson because I don't think it got the best reviews or ratings. I'm not sure. Maybe the Japanese audience really liked it. But I personally...
I didn't like the gimmick item was just a fucking repaint of Thunder Gale. That made me pissed off. And then the mom was just like, I have an angel. Okay, fuck off.
Yeah, that whole part. Look, part, we're moving on because that completely. Like,
only other movie I want to talk about that I'm excited about, and it's really a 2023 thing, so whatever, but still is, we can't talk about it yet. Continue. What were you going to say, Frankie?
Well, I was going to bring up a movie that came out in 2022 that I did like.
Okay.
Superhero Senki.
Oh my god.
Was a really, really, really good movie. And I will say that the ending was a little bit like, what? It was still a really good movie for bringing Saber, Zenkaiger, and basically every single freaking person in Tokusatsu.
What, Frankie? Was there an issue having Ishinomori him fucking goddamn self as a character? As a main plot point character?
Absolutely not. I'm mainly just talking about the dream thing. Or like whatever
was going on. That was a lot. Also, just a little PSA for you and everyone in the audience right now. Don't you fucking unplug power cord. Anyway, the actor who played young Ishinomori in that, right, is in Geats now as some kind of fucking character. I don't know what the fuck his name is. He just showed up in episode 16 and was like, haha, new person, eat a dick. I don't know who I am. It just showed up.
A sponsor?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it means, but he was there. I didn't tell us who it was, but it's cool. No, Senki was awesome. Awesome. They did like this fan dub thing on Toku Twitter, and I got to be Kyoryu Red for it, and that was pretty
fun. Go on gold.
Nice. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was just like every single thing at once, and then you get like honestly, to me, it filled me with as much love and fun and happiness as seeing like the legendary battle, not the Power Rangers Megafort, no, the Gokaiger 100 heroes, whatever the hell that thing was, where it was like all the Rangers running in, but it was them and the riders now as well.
Yeah.
And there's fun things too, like you get like the Zenkaijers transforming in Zox and blah blah blah, and then, because they have to make it equal, they have the Kamen Riders over here taking 18 years to transform because it's Saber and the transformations take 1 billion years and a half. And they all do like a little roll call thing, which I thought was kind of cute. And then the cutest thing was like, it's like showing all the riders and it shows fucking Kamen Rider Shin. And it's just like the fucking gross ass statue of Shin because like it's just a stand up costume that nobody's wearing. And you can clearly see that it's deteriorating quite a bit since the 90s and falling apart.
He's there, you see?
Is he?
Included him.
As much as he can be. 48% of him is.
Well, they tried.
Poor shit.
Let's move on to digital releases.
Oh my god!
I feel like this is a good point to bring them up because I have some other stuff in this list that I want to talk about for.
Yes.
So, Bluga 01 Shout Factory has been helping so much bring these amazing tokusatsu shows to the Western audience by digital releases.
And physical. Right. You're saying digital, physical.
Sorry, I meant to. Well, if you want to be technical about it. No,
I mean, they are streaming releases right now on Tokusatsu.
Sponsor us. I'm kidding. But yeah, no, like, it's really fun that they are doing this for new fans, because if you don't know how to watch these Toku shows, which we won't tell you how, of course,
we watch it live in Japan.
You won't be able to. Zach, don't reveal our secret.
I'm sorry.
You wouldn't have a way to watch these shows. So for them to box them up as a digital release, which a lot of people like to
physical
stuff as physical releases. Squall last episode was talking about it, I believe, and how much he loves physical releases. It's a great way to store them. Yeah. It's a great way to watch the seasons again, especially.
It's just something that feels special. It's the same way I feel about games. It's like, I can fucking hold this, all right? Like, at any time, this company, if it was digital, could be like, hey, eat a dick. You paid us money, but we want it back. And just get rid of it off your system if they felt like it. Really. But when it's physical, Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, where he
Like,
takes the
fish is
TV.
like, yeah, you just forget about it. Oh my god, that's what they could do
Yes.
at any given moment.
Yes. So it was special when it was announced of it being the Blu-ray
Sorry,
release.
guys.
Jesus Christ. Poor marketing.
Sorry, I'm
I would never do
sorry.
that to
I
you,
have to
baby.
drink water, guys. You can hear how bad my voice is.
I should have brought water out here, actually.
Not only my voice, but my brain. I just can't talk today.
It's fine. My brain normally can't. So the physical release was 01. Like whatever you want to say about 01, it was just wild to have that recent of a season on Blu-ray and in decent quality and the poster and all of that. Clearly, I have the Kuga poster with me as. Oh wait, there we go. Kind of. My uncle works at Toei. That's how I watch these shows. I know. Gods, Agito, come on. Is it
Don't
Stan
tell
Bandai?
them.
But yeah, it was really cool. And like I was so pumped about it. I think my enthusiasm got to my friend. I've talked about my friend Tyler before on the show, who's like the only IRL person I can ever discuss this stuff with and gets pumped about it. Like he's watched 2 episodes of Zenkaiju with me. He says he's gonna watch his physical release of 01. And he actually ordered it. When I ordered, he was like, buddy, I want to tell you something. He was like, I ordered it too. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I want to help support too. So I did it. I was like, thank you.
That's so
and to this day, like every few months, I'm like, did you watch it? And he goes, yes. And I always send him the John Cena meme.
What episode?
Are you sure about that?
Your favorite?
So that was just wild. That came out. And then Kuga, I watched on streaming when it was on Tokusatsu and what's it called? Tubi or whatever, right? And then they're like, boom, Kuga Blue Gun. I was like, oh! So I got that and fucking dude, it was the night. Because of course, the first post I saw about it was from Pocky, who we know is the ambassador of Kuga. She pretty much is Godai. It's just she's a female. And that's the only difference. But anyway, so she put a thing about it. I was like, oh, click link, pre-order. It was right away. I was like, I don't care. It was like 10:48 at night. I'm like, I don't care. I need this, and I did it, and I ordered it, and it's great. It is an amazing release. And what's cool with Kuga is that if you don't know, they did the whole thing where they have the subtitles for the evil villains on the Grongi, right? When it aired, you didn't know what they were saying. Screw you. You had no clue what the Grongi were saying.
It's up to
but now you can choose to have the Grongi subtitles or not. That didn't happen with the streaming release of it on Tokusatsu and Tubi. But on the Blu-ray release, you can choose. And that's really cool. And it's really great. I'm actually trying to rewatch all of it on Blu-ray before Ryuki gets here. So I can rewatch Ryuki.
It's like watching the same season, but with new content. I mean, not content, but it's just new. You know, it's different.
Yeah.
Now you get to understand something that you didn't before.
Exactly.
Fresh.
So that was great. The future is bright for both. We're hoping. Fingers crossed. There's been a lot of little rumblings from Toku Chris.
Coming out soon.
Yep, Deca Ranger and Abba Ranger. As far as Sentai releases, DVD though with that. So that's okay. I'm all right. with that. Eventually,
that's fine.
But I mean, Ryu Soldier deserves Blu-ray quality. So thank you. So does Gokaiger. So does Kyoryuger. Anyway,
going down this road, I feel like they're on their way.
Hopefully. So the future is bright. Keep buying them. Even like Ryuki, I enjoy. I don't love it. It's not my top 5, but I'm gonna I absolutely bought a copy of it because I'm going to support the release. And like, I didn't do the one with the poster because I have no more fucking room left at my office or house to have another poster. But
Zach, what are you talking about? You can make it work.
I mean,
you gotta make it work.
Okay, all right. I'll just tell my kids they don't have to have their rooms anymore. I just put my posters in their rooms.
Sorry, guys. This is what's going to happen.
But it's just a magical time to see that. Like, to be like, I have this. Oh, I want to watch 01. I got to get onto not a website, my own fucking physical player because it's right here.
We go to Zio Agito's uncle.
Yeah, we call him directly, and he flies us out to Japan, so it's fine. So yeah, physical releases are looking bright. Plus, there was the recent thing about Discotech Media, which I'm not very familiar with. But they got the rights to and are doing Randomly Kamen Rider Black is getting a physical release as a Blu-ray, I'm pretty sure.
As it should.
With like all the episodes of the show and then some kind of really long documentary behind the scenes thing at the end of it too, which I think is pretty cool.
I like that kind of stuff.
So that's really awesome. Plus, I mean, we could just say you name it and it's been come out as an Ultraman season fucking available to watch on Blu-ray or on YouTube or with free subtitles on YouTube or airing weekly live as it does in Japan on YouTube because they actually give a shit about us here and care about us here. Not that we don't ruin it for ourselves because we're a god-awful fandom, but
I feel like Toei has always recognized the Western fandom, but I feel like recently they've really been trying their best to like, I keep saying like, market
Their
themselves
best.
to us. So I believe soon. I don't know how soon, but soon they're gonna
He has a
trickle.
solution. Look, out of space, you have a ceiling.
Well, that's not a
It's
bad
not wrong.
tip.
He's
You
not
could
wrong.
look at all this free real estate right here. The camera could pan up. You
But
know,
yeah, Super Eye is knocking it out of the park.
you're like down here talking, and they
It's
can
fine.
only see your posters. So, to close off this episode, we gotta talk about toys. Because the toys that released in 2022 were amazing. Now, I'm not going to list all of them, and I most likely missed some. But these are some of the biggest toy releases that I could think of for this episode. Are you ready? Zach.
Are you ready? Go ahead. Sorry.
All right. We got God Maxima Mighty X.
Yep.
And this is kind of like in order of when it released.
You mean Muso Gamer? Is that talking about that little thing? Is that what it's called? God Maximum. God damn.
Yeah, the what's it called? The Gasha? Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, his Muteki Gashi.
That's what it was called. The God Maximum Mighty X released. Gyatso Zinger, Stacy's weapon.
Oh, the Gyatso Zinger. Yeah, Gyatso Zinger.
Yeah.
Yep.
That got released.
A memorial of it, actually. So yeah.
Right. The Demon's Driver released this year, right?
My favorite.
Yeah, it doesn't even feel like it did,
driver.
but it did release in 2022, even though I believe it was announced in 2022.
That was a moment for me because like I was already pretty like balls deep into buying shit, as far as Toku stuff. And then I was like, what does P Bandai mean? And I was always like, oh, I guess you can't. Because every time I click on whatever the fuck links people will put up, it would just bring me to like some fucking website that would say screw off and die. And I'm like, okay.
This site isn't for you.
Yeah, sorry, loser. Do you live in Japan? But then
No,
Collectibles was introduced to me, and I was like, oh, here's my entire bank account. I'll just sign it over to you. And they had the release, and I cried when I didn't really cry. I wanted to cry, though, because that thing is fucking cool. God, the Demon's Driver is cool. Oh, my God.
Play with it one day. I'm probably not going to buy it, but I do want to play with it one day. Next, we got the Gaisorkin. The Memorial Gaisorkin.
The Gaisorkin, yes.
Gaisorkin. Oh, my God. Guys, bear with me, because this next one is actually a really hard name to pronounce.
What do we got?
The CSM Kyukokin Daiseikin Kainkin Reka. The Saber Sword.
Okay.
I'm so sorry if I butchered that so badly, but that was a really good release.
Wait, what was that? Was that the longer version you talking about, like the big sword, like CSM actually turn you? It's basically CSM, but yeah, the extended version. Yeah.
It was really good.
That's one thing. Like I shit on sabers sometimes, but it was kind of cool to be like fucking real ass sword to transform. That was kind of cool.
I love people who henshin with like the small sword and then cut away to like get the big sword, like in the show itself.
Jem did a fun video with that. He did a henshin video with that. He got the long version of Rekka, and he did the little tiny one, and he goes like this, and he goes. And he throws it off screen and gets the big one from feet. And
I assume that's exactly what the actors do in the show because to transition from the small sword to the big sword, it's funny because it's like, wait, what? Why did it grow in size? They never address it, but it just does. All right, Gokai Galleon Key that released. Don Oi Taijin Mecha that released. Ultra Replica Orb Ring. From Ultraman. Love you, Ultraman fan.
The Memorial Mobile Rates. The Memorial Gokai Changer phone.
Yes, that and the Cellular.
Yeah, well, that didn't yet. This is Cellular did not. It was you could pre-order it then, but it released this year, I think. Pretty sure 23 is when it releases Cellular. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen anybody do anything. Josh has not had a video with it, so.
No, but I think I saw somebody with it.
Fucking
like a fan. I don't know. Whatever. It's here on the list. So we're moving on. Now we're getting into some Lightning Collection Power Sword, Power Lance, and Power Daggers.
They're pretty cool. I have thoughts about the Power Sword.
Yeah, no, we can get into the Power Sword in 1 second, but I'm just going to say I wasn't going to put Power Daggers on this list. Only reason why I did is because it just made it. It just made it to the end of 2022.
Yeah.
It just made it. Yeah.
Yep.
What do you have to say about the Power Sword?
So like, I mean, like, first point, I don't go fuck. It's Mighty Morphin. I just don't give a shit. Secondly, so many videos. Why does not only does it only light up on one side, it also takes like 40 fucking 3 years or some shit to get it to light up. Like it's so slow. It's so
Oh, you mean like
slow.
with like
The little thing where you touch it and it bleh, you know, like whoever that was on Toku Twitter that did that video with that, where it was like a saber thing, but they used the power sword. They like had to edit that to look like that because the other side of it doesn't light up, and it takes so long for it to light up. Like that shouldn't be costing $100 and blah 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 dollars. That should be like 60 or something.
I feel like the only reason why it lights up on one side is for people who like to display it. The side that lights up doesn't have the same amount of detail as the side that doesn't.
No, it's because of this right here. They don't want to put more money into it. So it's goofy. I'm sorry. It's goofy when the fucking Dragon Dagger released just before that lit up entirely and played the little song. And
I feel like
everything.
they could get away with the Dragon Dagger lighting up because of the green texture.
I guess
it's like transparent. I don't know. That's how I feel about it. But
you know what? If they get to the end of this with all these coming out and you can actually put it together into the power cannon, that's fine.
That's what I'm curious about, right? Because I see these reviews and I don't know if they will unless they have this like so separately attachment thing that can make it happen.
Yeah, I really because that's cool, and I want that to be a trend. I would like to have just like pull out the straight fucking team cannon of a season and just have it
if it can combine, it's gonna be huge.
Oh, it is.
It's gonna be really cool.
You need a lot of command hooks for that.
Dude, it's gonna be
Desire Driver.
Awesome.
Excuse you.
Desire Driver. I'm getting to that. Dang. Hey. Let me read. Well, I mentioned this a little earlier, but I'm trying to go in like month order, like the God Maximum Mighty X release.
Oh, how someone would logically. Sure. Yeah.
Look, I'm just trying my best. Anyway, Lightning Collection figures. A lot of Lightning Collection figures came out this last year.
Just an uncomfortable amount.
Yeah, there was a lot, so I'm not going to say everything, but I will give a special shout out to Wild Forest Lunar Wolf.
Yes.
Astronomer and Ecliptor. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry. And the TMNT figures. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures.
But also Diamond Fury Red came out. I promise.
I said special mentions.
All right. Fucking just want you to know.
I love Diamond Fury, but I feel like the Lightning Collection figure of it, is it like the best figure that came out in 2022? I don't know. You made yours cooler by making it glossier.
That was my Down Knight armor one. I haven't done that to my Lightning Collection one. I just painted his Morpher and his sword to look like it's supposed to, because that just pisses me off when that's not done. I'm spoiled by figure arts, and we'll get to figure arts in a minute, but yeah.
yeah. Lightning Collection pink and blue helmets.
That's cool, I guess. I don't care because my fucking head's too big for any of that, but that's cool. Continue.
Yeah. The CSM Deca Driver. It's really good. It's a really
good. Was that 2022? Oh, the original Deca. Yeah.
No, I think like the newest one, like the CSM.
I know, but it's a CSM, not of the pink Neo Deca Driver. Like
no.
The normal, was the white one from the show.
Yeah, the white one. Yeah. And
I think Ziago can confirm this probably in the comments right now. I think the CSM Altering also came out in 2022 from Akito. I'm pretty sure.
Let's see.
Pretty sure because he talked about it. He says you're out of space. You can put it on the ceiling, and then he says, "Oh, go ahead." Says you can literally look up to Toku because of having this stuff on the ceiling. New Gen Demons Driver, Vision Driver will make you cry. Yeah, no, absolutely will.
I'll be right back. Keep talking about it.
I will. I am the only person now. It is my show. I'm just kidding. But no, there's a lot of cool releases.
I'm back. Hi. So, let's continue on with that. Now I'm gonna bring up the Desire Driver, and its great buckles. Some honorable mentions being Powered Builder. Wait, that didn't release in 2022.
No, it didn't.
Anyway, Command Twin and Golden Fever are some honorable mentions.
Yeah, and also not like you can really get these truly commercially, but we were able to sneak in when we could. Me and him. Desert Fair, our good boy, girl, whoever it is, Desert Fair, made custom ID cores. And I was like, do I want Tycoons that bad? Or should I just get like other rider? And I was like, it would be cool if I had a crocodile one. He's like, I can look for one, found one, sent it to me. Like made it. I bought it, but sent it to me, and I like customized it more and painted it. It's right over there, actually, and it's really cool. So like, come on, you'll be like, that's my ID cord, not Geet. Eat a dick, but like, it's cool.
As much as I want to shout out Does It Fair and promote him, he doesn't do ID cords anymore.
Like he did
upload the file, the 3D printed
so you
file.
can get that file and 3D print yourself now. So
so
which is cool, which is awesome.
Go to his Twitter and you can find that.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Memorial Edition Gokai Cellular. I'm sorry.
Down Blaster.
I didn't mean to say it in this list because it's not in 2022, but whatever. The Ultra Replica Life Flasher, another Ultraman thing that released Ninjak's sword.
Oh, the Ninja sword! Really what's up?
Sword.
Dom Motasame! Oh my god!
I love the jingles of this sword so much. So the fact that people can play with it as a toy is really.
Can you actually just straight guitar riff on it whenever you feel like it? Is that like?
Like as a guitar? I mean,
because you can like in the show he'll be like on the sword.
Well, yeah. Like if you like spin the thing, and then as the guitar is playing, you could be like, yeah. I would do that if I had it.
And then do this with a 1, 2, 3 shock. Oh my god, I love it. God damn it, I want it. It's so stupidly small, but it's fine. Continue.
It's fine. And well, it's not the last one, but it is on my list. This the CSG Titan Sword.
Oh yeah, that was one that kind of fell like off the radar, but that people were really excited about. And I was too. Like I think it's cool we're getting that. Like weapons.
It's huge.
And shit, it's fucking giant.
Huge. Like
it's giant.
I don't know what else they're going to make on the CSG line, but if they're gonna be as big as that,
there's so much.
There's so much that they can make. And
oh my god!
If they're gonna be that big, then
like Cosmic State's Forze's fucking rocket sword thing, you know, that big rocket ass sword thing that he uses, like that big ass thing.
Oh, that would be fun.
Like so many things. The fucking like axe thing from fucking O's, you know, from Puto Doti, that purple that fuck like they have a whole
catalog, but it's gonna take so long for them to get.
Oh, it is. It is. Absolutely.
You mentioned SH Figure Arts. I'll let you.
Oh my god. So now, like, my first, like, obsession and sickness with Toku was buying all this shit, right? All the DX stuff and sometimes Memorial-ish, CSM-ish type things, right? Then I was like, ooh, figure arts, what are these? And I've always been really impressed by them, but they've always had, like, screw-you-in-the-face type prices, right? Where it's like, oh, I want to sell liver? Then you can buy one. So my first one I ever bought, and it's at all, of course, I have none of them to show you here because they're all displayed at work, and people just look at me like, what the fuck's wrong with you? But anyway, it's fine. I'm cool. So I have my Vulcan there from 01, and that was my first one because I just love Vulcan so much. Like, boom, got it. And that was before I really ever bought it, and it was either about all the other ones that were through like mostly collectibles. But now I have the Figure Arts Damamotaro, the Figure Arts Zenkaiser. I have Figure Arts Zenkaiser, the Figure Arts Forze, Figure Arts Build, Figure Arts Revy, and Figure Arts Demons. I have a lot.
Those are good figures. Those are really good figures. Okay, and what? You're living your best life.
My favorite thing about it is the attention to detail, specifically for me. Like, it looks great. They look great. They replicated the armor, blah, 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 blah. It all looks great. But my favorite thing is the drivers. The drivers actually move. Like, Build's driver cranks. Forze's driver moves forward.
So tiny.
The Gertlinger, my profile picture on Twitter for a while was me with the tiny Gertlinger from Zenkaiser, because you can actually crank it. But yeah, it's really good. They're superposable, and they feel like they're much better quality.
Cool. What? I'm sorry. I keep saying cool, and it's showing how much I don't know any other synonym for it. It's so immaculate.
It is.
Whatever. It is. Anyway.
But yeah, these figure art releases this year have been absolutely insane. Plus, it's the return of Sentai figure art releases. So Don Momotaro and Zenkaiser were the first Sentai releases for figures art this year. Yeah, they've been out for a while. They've been away for. I'm thinking they're going to backlog a little bit and then come forward. I know Gokai Red was shown.
Gokai Red is
Tukaiser was shown, and I want to say Don Murasame was as well. Yeah. So definitely some ones I'm like, oh my god, Jesus Christ, do I need it? And then for Rider, I know that Geets will be out soon. Both the Geets Magnum Boost form and his entry form. I thought that was really stupid that they like separated that out. To me, I don't know.
What's cool about the Geets
is you have to buy both of those to get the full gun.
Listen, I haven't seen the SH Figure Arts figure do this, but with Geats, it's similar to the mainline toys where you could swap out the pieces.
Oh, does it
mix
really
and
let you
match
do
with
that?
different riders.
Oh, I thought it was just the
Yes.
Revolve figures. Oh, okay.
No, they're all like that. At least
wow.
like their armor. I don't know about how they're gonna make the helmets work
Yeah.
because I don't see how Buffas can work with like a different lens under it. But
Yeah.
it's really cool, and it's really nice, and I look forward to seeing how it works in reviews.
Yes. Yes.
But overall, I believe that is the review of 2022.
Oh wait, we got to do our negatives just real quick. We can just zip through them.
Okay, we can zip through them.
P Bandai
negatives?
can
You
go
go
burn
first.
in hell. Revice was really, honestly, to me, sort of
I wanted
ruined.
to put this on
by
my list, but I
P
wasn't sure
Bandai.
to.
I think the Libera driver is cool as hell. I think the whatever the fuck dumbass driver that Aguilera had is dumb, but it doesn't need to be P Bandai. So I think that's ridiculous. Demon's driver deserved it. Demon's driver deserved to be P Bandai. I will stand by that until I will die on that hill. It does, and it was absolutely unnecessary that I bought it, but absolutely necessary that I bought it. But then they just kept going and going and going, and then they were like, "Here's a Vice Stamp set, and here's like the fucking Demons Troopers." Like, stop.
For a show that's mainly marketed to kids, you would think that the toys they release would be affordable for said kids, right? No. They're all mainly P Bandai, and I didn't want to include this as a negative because
I was surprised the Revice driver didn't.
Some releases, they could have, they really could have, but the people above Toy, they were like, no, release it as a DX. And obviously they have to. But anyway, you know, they're like, damn it, we were gonna sell it for like twice the price, but whatever, I guess you don't want to make money. You know,
sure gets profit.
You know, whatever. But yeah, there were a lot of P Bandai releases, and I think most of them did not need to be.
No.
But they'll probably go on sale.
Yeah. I get it when it like I said, Demon's Driver made sense for its functionality. All the LEDs and the things that it did is unlike any driver we've had in the last 10 years plus, right? Like, that made total sense to me. Libera driver, go fuck yourself. Same thing with the Weekend driver. And
sets,
I get it with like when it's like a CSM thing, that makes sense because you're literally buying a fucking show prop at that point. So make it P Bandai, right. Duh. You might as well at that point. That was what almost killed my dream of ever owning a Memorial Real Sulkin until I got lucky on eBay. But I had to kill somebody. I'm not even kidding you. But I just think it's goofy when a DX thing is P Bandai. That's when I think of P Bandai, Premium Bandai, I think of CSM. I think of some kind of crazy figure art I never thought of happening.
Really, really good detail, really good quality.
You know, I don't think of DX.
Toys.
I think that's stupid. And so far with Geats, we've not seen a lot of P Bandai things. A few, so but nothing that's been too
driver, but that makes sense.
Flagrant. Again, same thing with the LEDs and functionality of what it can do and blah, 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 blah. So, but then the other big thing negative for the year for me really wasn't any of the shows. The shows are all mostly fine. None of the shows pissed me off in any way. A lot maybe wanted irritated me in any way. But Hasbro, man. What the fuck are we doing with the fucking Lightning Collection issues and the fucking moving the products for your shows to be on the shelves when the shows are airing so the kids that are paying attention to the shows can buy your merchandise?
I don't know what's going on with Hasbro in the inside.
What are you doing,
we're
Hasbro?
Still kind of recovering from COVID, so the money is not there. I get it.
Don't blame
Sales may not be there.
That's
I'm just trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, and I don't know how most of it works, right? So I'm not saying like it should have been this way and you're dumb for not making it this way. I feel like Hasbro just doesn't put as much effort as they should into their collection, like Lightning Collection figures, or releasing mainline toys for a show that you just premiered. You know, they're not putting it as a priority.
This year, getting in like this month or something, I think.
Dimetro Blazing Zord.
And the fucking
even though the show.
Ion.
How long ago did season 2 air in Netflix?
And they just a few weeks ago were like, you can watch a real level of season 2. Shut up! I want to do it by having the toy release when the thing, God forbid, it's a actual morpher and not a fucking Nerf gun. But
some countries still are, for me, some countries still are showing Dino Fury, but
okay.
I'm not sure if those countries are gonna get the toys.
Right.
At least not right now, you
Yeah.
know. And then it's the same
Yeah.
thing. It's like the show's gonna be over for them, and then when they do eventually get the toys, it's over. You know, it's not good marketing.
No.
It's not a good way to sell your products,
No.
especially towards the kid audience that you market to. They're gonna forget about it,
Right?
or they're gonna feel bad that they can't
look at
buy
as simple
it
as
at the
this.
time.
Look as simple as this. They talk about that stat all the time of when kids go on summer break, all that shit from school is out of their brain, and then when they come back to school, they pretty much have to relearn a bunch of shit because they weren't shown or like that wasn't a part of what they did over summer break. So, like, at least in America, that's in America. I mean, other countries don't do that kind of shit, and they are much farther ahead than we are, clearly. But it's the same concept, you know? And then on top of it, it's the quality control things. Like, I understand that your figures are somewhere between $20 to $25. I don't give a shit if they're between $4 and $8. Like, don't
the
mold
kind of QC issues that I still see.
Right? Don't mold the morpher. It even happened with the Dial of Thunder Yellow. Stop molding the fucking morpher on their wrist, if it's a wrist morpher or whatever, and not painting it at all. Like, at all. You can do something there. You can, to me,
it's worse, too.
I said this from the start. Completely nix the fucking civilian heads. They look like garbage. There are, like, 3 that look good. Nix them entirely. Take that profit that you'll get back to you from not making civilian heads and put it back into quality control and extra paint for things. Like, sure, do I take pride in being able to take a Gundam marker and fix, oh, hey, look, oh, made it look like it? Yeah, but should I fucking have to?
No, absolutely not. Especially for little kids, you know? I mean, little kids don't really care that much about details, but...
And then there's more for a collector anyway, but still.
A toy is good,
yeah.
You know? A kid will forget about a toy a lot faster if the toy's not engaging enough, and the way that it could be engaging is when it has good paint, when it's really good quality, you know, when a piece isn't missing or when they have 2 left legs, you know, like
it's as simple as this
issue.
Simple as this.
But it is.
Think about the first Toy Story, right? You've seen Toy Story. Duh. Many people have seen Toy Story. You know the moment in Toy Story where Buzz realizes he's a toy, right? He sees his toy commercial. What does that toy commercial do? It tells you everything that Buzz does, everything that Buzz says, every functionality that he has. It shows that functionality. All the things are there. The stickers are there. The paint is there. Everything. All true to form of what was in this movie that Andy watched that was the character, right?
Right.
It's that simple. It's that simple. They go, wow, I went. It's like you put your hand in the TV and pulled the character out as a toy, and they're right there. All the things are there. Bells and whistles. We're all good. When that's missing, that imagination goes and switches off. You know?
Hasbro gotta step it up this year.
They do. I will say.
I feel like if they continue to go down this road, they're gonna lose it. They're gonna lose their audience.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's going to impact a lot of things, a lot of projects that they want to work on. And then next thing you know, Hasbro's selling Power Rangers because it's not making them money. But maybe look back to the reason why it's not making you money.
Yeah, with the effort.
Yeah.
I will say this. I am positively optimistic about Cosmic Fury. I am terrified as hell that it's 10 episodes. I'm not terrified at all breaking ties with Toei, if that's really going to happen or not. But I hope that the Cosmic Fury suits aren't the apex of what we're getting in terms of overall design quality for original suits, because I will scream. I think I'm excited more for Shin Ultraman. Or not Shin Ultraman, sorry. Yes, technically, but Shin Kamen Rider. I'm really excited about Shin Kamen Rider. That also supposed to get some kind of an American tour release, blah, 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 whatever. That's very exciting. King Oger looks really amazing. I'm so excited for that. The rest of Geats, I'm sure, is going to be great. So there are some positives to look forward to for this year, and some things we're going to be able to discuss and talk about and be happy about. But there's some things that need to be picked up on in terms of quality control and like caring about how things look and making sure that things make sense, you know. And as bad as Hasbro is with the toy stuff, Toei's just as bad with getting their fucking media out there for people to watch, knowing that this entire fandom exists over here. They're clearly buying the toys through Team Rider, but you're only offering the first 2 episodes of the show. That you are walking into my house and slapping me in the face and stealing my wallet at that point. It's just a criminal action at that point.
At least with Toei, I feel like they're going to put more effort. With Hasbro, they have these like promises that we're going pinless, you know, or like everything here, the better quality toys, but then we see the same thing.
Yeah.
Over and
Oh,
over
and
and over.
our thing in our episode where we talked about how pissed we are about the MMPR thing. Did you see the thing this week? The MMP, the Lightning Collection Remastered, and the
Don't say
first
it.
one is Mighty Morphin Blue.
Oh yeah. I remember seeing that. Look, Hasbro's gonna be Hasbro, and at this point, we just gotta expect it and just move on. Look at other toy companies that do care or do move on from things.
I'm sorry, Power Rangers, but we gotta break up.
we just gotta do our own thing. Look, for 2023, only good vibes, only good shows, only good toys, only good
people.
Sure. Yeah. You know, because we've been through enough for the past few years.
Yeah.
I feel like we're now starting to get back to the
some sense of
starting to
stability.
get
I will
back
not say
into
normalcy because I don't know if
the rhythm. There we go.
There you
of good quality content, good quality toys, and all that fun stuff. You know, so let's just be hopeful and look forward to the future.
Yeah.
And learn from our past.
Right.
I feel like a lot of toys, a lot of production companies need to do that. And once they do, then we'll start seeing some good stuff.
Yeah,
so overall,
absolutely.
really good stuff. Really good stuff for 2022.
Just like the really good stuff with you and I, next week we're going to be on a thing. A thing.
That is a
thing. I didn't say anything.
Week.
And it's possible the podcast episode might skip a week, and then we can do this thing.
We're skipping a week next week.
We're definitely.
Because something special is happening next week.
Something special. You'll see an announcement.
Very special. You will
Our
see.
Our people will call your people.
You know, check us out on Twitter if you want to hear news about us. And if you like our content and you want more from us, make sure to go ahead and comment and subscribe to the YouTube channel or listen to us on our websites, Apple, Spotify, Google, and Amazon. Awesome stuff there on
live on Fridays around this very same time. If you want to see our beautiful faces, that's fine.
Right.
If you're scared of seeing people, you want to hear, that's fine.
Exactly. If you want to be a guest on the show, you can hit us up on either the Henshins and Homies Twitter account or our individual Twitter accounts as well. And we'll see if we could, get you on because, again, the whole point of this podcast is to promote and to have fun with community members.
Yeah.
So if you have a topic that you want to talk about and you want to be there with us talking about it, let us know in our DMs and then we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible.
Like just this week, I think John Toy was like, "Hey, can I be on the show? I gotta clear some air with you guys."
We had to reject John Toy. Yeah, because we're not having an episode next week. So sorry, John Toy. They have a very busy schedule.
Yeah, we'll fly him out for lunch. Don't worry.
Yeah. It'll work. But yeah, thank you so much for watching our first episode of 2023. Stick around because we are going to continue the hype.
We're not done.
Going to do so much stuff. We're going to hopefully try to get this done in the future, but we need your support to do it. So just stay tuned on doing you.
Absolutely.
And be who you are. Stay safe. Lord, stay safe. As you can
and warm. Jesus, fucking weather.
Please.
Unless you live in like fucking California and stuff, then you're cool, I guess.
If you live in Arizona, you're chilling right now, literally. But yeah, we'll see you we'll see you next week. We'll announce it on Twitter.
Through some way, you'll see us.
You'll see us soon. You'll see us very soon. All right.
Yes.
I'm so excited for it, but you'll see us very soon.
Murder will be involved.
Oh, Zachary. To be specific. Yeah.
Well.
Anyway. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Have a good one.